Ray, we're here at London Film and Comic Con. You've been in so many movies. I'm sure you've got lots of highlights of your career. Which ones stand out for you in particular?
Every single movie I've had a different experience on, but always a great experience. And I get to sort of tap into different fantasies as a kid for different roles, like with X-Men and with the G.I. Joe was my most recent, playing Snake Eyes. I wanted to be a ninja as a kid. And that was one of the other reasons why I got into martial arts, apart from Star Wars and being brought up on Star Wars. I've had a blast doing every single thing I do.
And you mentioned, of course, Star Wars there. We've got to ask you, what was it like playing Darth Maul?
At the time, it was more of a thanks and a tribute to my martial art teachers and my parents, because as a 14-year-old kid, I made the choice that I want to get into film and I want to be able to do stunts and acting and do the action, and I just knew I wanted to be part of it in some way, and so I didn't know how I was going to do it. I just knew by training in martial arts I was going to get there somehow. So when I actually landed the part as Darth Maul, I just finished competing for Great Britain in Wushu, and it was like a dream come true to sort of actually to get to use my martial art training, because we used to train for 10 hours a day. We used to pay our own way to competitions, pay our own tracksuits. So to actually get paid to do something that I love was a big compliment, and a big like, here you go, Mum and Dad, I told you. And then now doing conventions and doing appearances, that's when the feeling of what does it feel like to be Darth Maul, through the fans, to hear everything that fans tell me, and then to be appreciated in that way, and then for my nieces and nephews to be at school and for them to be not all of their friends believe that their big uncle is Darth Maul, so it's nice. It goes through. When I see them, I'm really proud, and I'm glad that it's all about the kids as well. We're all big kids, and that's why we're here. But to see it through other kids and to be part of that, like to be their uncle, and then for them to get recognition like that, it's awesome.
You must be the coolest uncle. They must be so pleased that you're their uncle.
You know what? I'll find out tomorrow, because they're going to come down, and I'm going to try and introduce them to everyone. So I've pre-warned a lot of the Star Wars guys that I know. I said, if you don't mind, I'm going to have a big team of people coming down. I'm not going to ask for anything. I just want them to meet you.
I mean, thinking back, what was it like making your first movie?
My first film was Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And what stood out to me was, I remember the time I didn't want to act, because I remember looking at it and going, that looks boring, I want to do action. But it wasn't like and then I realized when I was doubling for someone else, I don't want to be a stuntman. I realized I don't want to be a stuntman, I want to do the whole thing. And so I was lucky enough to land Darth Maul, where I got to do everything. And I was just very interested in how things operated, why do they say certain things in the way they do for terminology for a film or camera, and I was just learning every day. It was like a new craft.
What was the X-Men experience like, and G.I. Joe as well, compared to those movies?
Because of my experience on Mortal Kombat and Star Wars, I got to do a lot of stunts, so it made it easier for X-Men. And for X-Men, of course, I wanted to be like Wolverine or Gambit and not be green and not be henched. But I'm actually glad I played the character. It was just because I do know the comics, and I'm grateful for it. And I got to spend 6 to 7 months in Toronto, so I got to have a new living experience somewhere else. I got to meet Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman. I got to work with one of my teenage crushes was Halle Berry. So I got to work with her, and I remember when I was 15, I thought, oh, well, she's so beautiful, and so things like that, it was all couldn't believe it's happening. I'm working with these fantastic people.
Well, finally, of course, you've got more Star Wars movies coming, 7, 8 and 9. J.J. Abrams is on board. What do you think about that? What would you like to see happen in the Star Wars movies? And if you could come back as anything, what would you like to be?
I think it's great that J.J. is doing it. I think I've known for many years he's a big Star Wars fan. What he's done with Star Trek is phenomenal, and I think he's a right man for the job. And I'm ecstatic that Star Wars is coming back, because when I was a kid, I used to go, why did they film 4, 5, and 6, and when are they going to do 6, 7, and 8, and when are they going to do 1, 2, and 3? And so now they're actually doing it, and with the Clone Wars, and I've said that I will play anything to do with Star Wars, but really deep down, I'd love to come back as Darth Maul. That's what I want to do. I would go crazy, go mental, lock myself in a cabin, go, do the whole method, and for 2 or 3 months, and spearfishing and stuff, and just to play the character again.
Awesome. We look forward to that. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Bro. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks.